Hey everyone, Spartan Alphazulu here, and I'm bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle with my new team, which isn't really that much of a new team, but it does have one new Pokemon, Mega Mawile. I've used it maybe a couple of times back in the last generation. I didn't use it as much as I wanted, but seeing it around in the Smogon OU tier, I had to use it. I had to check it out, and so I just put a bunch of Pokemon from my previous teams together, threw in Mega Mawile, and look at that, getting into 1536, which is a much higher rating than my last team because my last team had trouble breaking into the 1400s. Finally, though, I was able to make some headway with it. So 1536, I got a good amount of ratings for this team. So a rematch with a Skullcap is where we're going to start off with, and that Naganadol or whatever the heck is what I'm worried about. But I said, screw it. He can have an Uber. Let's get ready to rock and roll, and let's see how this plays out. You guys saw Machamp in the team, on the team list, so I ain't keeping him on the bench. We're going to come out swinging. I'm going to start off with Machamp, and he's going to bring out his Gliscor. So entry hazards are coming in the early game for him, and he's going to go ahead and set up his Stealth Rocks. But Gliscor, being the ground and flying type that it is, I should have gone for the Ice Punch, but instead I go for the knockoff, taking out the Toxic Orb, and, now it's not going to have any way to residually heal itself. Earthquake is going to put Machamp at maybe about 50% health. Yeah, close to 50% health, if not exactly. And then Ice Punch is going to take Gliscor down into like 1 or 2 health, maybe even 3. Put it in the red. Bullet Punch, though, taking Gliscor out of the match, and that is how you use Machamp. That is just awesome. I love doing that. I love whenever people just don't see the Bullet Punch coming and it just takes out their low health Pokemon. So wasting no time, he brings in the Uber. Naganadol coming in to to get a nasty plot, boosting that already stupid special attack that it has. And I also didn't know this thing was an Ultra Beast, which that comes into play later. Dynamic Punch, though, even though it resists it, putting the damn thing maybe right at 50% and confusing it. So on his next turn, he's going to go ahead and go for the Sludge Wave. He does not hit himself. So Sludge Wave on Machamp, even though I'm holding an Assault Vest, I still can't hang with that freaking nasty plot. And then the special attack this thing already has. The Beast Boost, though, surprising me and boosting its speed. So all of my team probably is outsped by this by now. But Heatran, being the Fire and Steel type, I'm thinking it can just resist this guy. And, I can Earth Power and not worry about it. So starting the turn, it does not hit itself in confusion. And the devastating Drake Z move, the Dragon Z move, is going to freaking knock the hell out of Heatran here. So, I mean, I expected this. I expected Heatran to lose some health. And then, it would be at low health. I wouldn't get my Stealth Rocks up more than likely. And I could just take it out with an Earth Power. So Devastating Drake coming in, shooting out of the stinger of the Naganadol, and critically hitting Heatran to knock it out of the match. I don't know if that crit mattered with that high of a special attack. I mean, it's hard to say. Maybe it would have lived with like 1. I don't know. But Beast Boost is going to make its speed even higher. The only Pokemon I can think that could even remotely deal with this is Mega Mawile herself. So because Machamp's Dynamic Punch put this thing at 50% health and it resists Dynamic Punch, maybe a Sucker Punch from a huge power Mega Mawile, will do it. So Mega Evolving, I'm not going to go for the Swords Dance because I need to take this thing out, and it probably knows either Fire Blast or some kind of ground move. Sucker Punch coming in to take the Naganadol out, and I don't have to worry about this freaking Uber Pokemon anymore. So lucky for me, Deontay coming in, probably the Mega, because, I mean, most of the time it is. I'm going to switch Mega Mawile out because I know this thing packs Earth Power, and I can't take it out. Not without a Swords Dance. Bringing in Landorus, and the Earth Power is going to come in and just miss. But he got his Stealth Rock set up. I can't be switching up like this because I'm just going to take that damage every time. And also, I don't know if you noticed, but my team does not have a wall of any kind. So this is a very hyper-offensive team, and I honestly love it. There's the Earth Power. It misses, and I thought he was going to switch here because, I mean, why would you keep a Mega Deontay in against Lando? He didn't switch. I don't know if he saw it coming or just gambled with it. I really don't know, but I U-turned to get my pivot tempo going, and now I'm going to bring in Superior because I'm not sure what the heck he's going to do, and I was kind of just thinking, hey, I'll sack Superior if I got to sack something. But Moonblast does not take Superior out, but it does put it at very low health, close to the red. So Leaf Storm breaking the freaking spirits of that Mega Deontay and putting it out of the match with an OHKO. And then, well, not really an OHKO because I U-turned it, but you get it. It probably would have OHKO'd. The contrary boost, boosting the special attack of Superior. And then here comes freaking Bisharp. And I knew he was going to Sucker Punch, so I went ahead and went for the Glare, paralyzing this thing just in case. And Bisharp is already a force to be reckoned with, especially with knockoff after a Swords Dance. You got to watch out for it. Hen Power Fire to knock the heck out of Bisharp, but it does not take it out because it's holding a Focus Sash. You really need to watch out for Bisharp. It is a Pokemon you need to watch out for. Paralyzed, so I got the free turn there. And then he went for the Sucker Punch to get paralyzed again. 2 free turns in a row. And the other night, I didn't get any, so I'm okay with this. Usually I have leftovers on my Superior because it just gives more survivability. And with the contrary boosting its special attack, I mean, it doesn't really need a Life Orb, but Life Orb does, you know, it helps with that extra warmth. It's completely up to you. I prefer with leftovers, though. I'm going to go with Landorus. He's going to go with the Celebi. U-turn hits this thing for times 4 damage, so I know he's going to switch. He can't lose Celebi here. So he's going to end up switching. I'm going to go for the U-turn, and all he has left is Celebi and the Jellicent. So I do know that if anything can deal with Jellicent, it's Tapu Koko. So I'm going to U-turn and bring in Tapu Koko and just see if the Gigavolt Havoc will take this thing out. I mean, there is the small chance he'll switch back into Celebi, but even then, I think it would do a crap ton of damage to Celebi. So bringing in Tapu Koko. And I'm in a very good position here, despite that Uber taking out 2 of my Pokemon. Still in a very good position. And I'm going to go for the Z move, telling Tapu Koko to power up its power level and its voltage to over 9,000. And let's see what this Gigavolt Havoc does to this Jellicent. Jellicent is an awesome wall, though. I think it's more of a physical wall. I can't really remember. But either way, it's still a very good wall. It's Ghost and Water typing. Very unique, very decent wall. Gigavolt Havoc launching at the Jellicent and taking it out of the match. That was awesome. I mean, he didn't really have much he can do at that point with only 2 Pokemon left. He could have switched back into Celebi, but I mean, I don't know how much damage it would have done. But at this point, you know, he doesn't have a lot of options. Hidden Power Ice to deal a decent amount of damage to the Celebi. But it does not take it out. And that's because it was a critical hit also. So it probably wouldn't have done as much. Earth Power, dealing a crap ton of damage back to Tapu Koko, almost taking it out, but putting it in the red with 14 health. And now, I mean, I pretty much got the win here. I'm going to go ahead and Volt Switch because I don't want to lose Tapu Koko. Like, just to say, hey, I won 3-0, I guess. So I went for the Volt Switch. I'm going to go into Landorus and just U-turn this thing to death because at this point, I don't think this thing has anything to really take Landorus out. So there it is. I'm going to switch. And he's going to go for the Giga Drain. And it does do a significant amount of damage. But, I mean, doesn't take it out. And U-turn is just going to put Celebi down. So I like the results I got with this team. I really did like him. And I love Mega Mawile. It is just an awesome Pokemon. And it's just awesome. It's really just an awesome poke. So there's the U-turn. Taking it out. And putting him out of the match. So, Skullcap is actually a very cool guy. He joined my Discord server. He brought a lot, like he's kind of taught me a lot about VGC and other stuff. He's a really cool guy. I'm glad he gave me a rematch opportunity. Moving on, though, to the battle with FMF. This guy's also actually really cool, and he's got his own YouTube channel. I'll link it in the description. So if you want to go check out his videos, go to his channel. He seems pretty cool. Looking at his team, it's a very interesting, very unique team, and I like that. I really like his team a lot. The Mega Manectric, I love Mega Manectric. Minshell Just Pokemon that you don't see a lot, but they can just wreck in the OU if used right. And, you know, he knows how to use them. Opening up, he's going to go with Ferrothorn. I'm going to go with Machamp right off the bat as always, because I like coming out swinging. I like throwing teams off of their tempo, and just it's awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the knockoff because I thought he was going to switch, expecting the Dynamic Punch, or he just wanted to protect Ferrothorn. And I end up taking out this thing's leftovers, which I'm okay with that. No residual healing for him. He sets up his Stealth Rocks turn 1 in the game. So, you know, once again, I can't be switching like crazy. And in this hyper-offensive team, I find myself not having a lot of opportunities to put Stealth Rocks out. He's going to go with Azumarill, switching out Ferrothorn. And I'm going to Dynamic Punch to deal a decent amount of damage for it being a Fairy type and confusing it. And now I want to get rid of this thing's item because I run a Choice Band Azumarill, and I'm thinking maybe that's what this is. So I'm going to knock off, and I don't knock anything off, telling me it's probably holding a Z Crystal, which sucks because that means, yep, a Z Belly Drum. And for those of you that don't know, a Z Belly Drum heals the Pokemon to full health and then proceeds to do a Belly Drum. And for those of you that don't know what a Belly Drum is, it raises a Pokemon's attack to maximum at the expense of half of their health. So if I can't take this thing out, I'm screwed. And the only Pokemon I can think to take it out is Superior. But it hits itself in the confusion, and Machamp is going to take out Azumarill. That was a lucky freaking break for me. That was just such a lucky break because he could have taken out my entire team if I could not have gotten rid of that thing. So now, going into Gliscor, and he's going to switch out right away. Probably thinking I was probably expecting the Ice Punch to bring Ferrothorn back in. And, yeah, Ice Punch deals an okay amount of damage, but now I can just Dynamic Punch this thing and take it out. And I got some very, very good usage out of Machamp here. 2 Pokemon taken out by Machamp, by my Strong Bad. He's just that awesome, flexing at all those Pokemon and taking them out just by flexing at them. That's awesome. So Minshell's going to come in, and because my Machamp has already taken damage, I know this is probably going to be the end of him because he's going to get the free turn with Fake Out, and I'm fairly positive after that I cannot take this High Jump Kick. Maybe if he didn't Fake Out, I probably could have taken it. It's hard to say. But Minshell's just also an awesome Pokemon. You got to watch out for it. Even though he's in the UU tier, there are Pokemon in the UU tier that can wreck OU. Machamp's in the RU tier, and you've seen him wreck OU Pokemon. You've seen the damage he can do. Going with Mega Mawile, and for those of you that don't know, this Mega Mawile is Adamant nature. The EV and IV spread is a bit weird. 92 HP, 252 attack, and 164 speed. The moveset is Swords Dance, Play Rough, Sucker Punch, and Thunder Punch to deal with those annoying freaking Toxapex. He's going to go for the High Jump Kick. I'm thinking Mega Mawile can kind of take it, but the damage it does, yeah, that's a good amount of damage that I got to be concerned with it. I can't keep Mega Mawile in for very long against this thing, but I go for the Swords Dance to make its freaking attack stupid high. And Sucker Punch is going to knock the hell out of this Minshell, but it puts it in the red because it resists freaking Dark-type moves. And I thought I was going to lose Mega Mawile Hill, but it sticks around with 5 health to be put in the red. So I knew he was going to switch here. Because of the regenerator ability on Minshell, he goes for the Zangoose. But I knew this was coming. I go for the Play Rough, and Zangoose does not like the rough play that Mega Mawile does, and it's been put out of the match. That was another awesome play on my part. It was a gamble because Minshell completely outsped Mega Mawile, and now he's just going to Fake Out to put her down. So that was a huge gamble, but instead of playing it safe, you know, I said, screw it, let's roll the dice, and I ended up winning. So now I'm going to bring in Landorus and just intimidate this thing and U-turn out because it's at low health. If he switches it out, it'll just benefit from the regenerator. And he's going to I'm going to U-turn, excuse me. And I'm going to end up going with, who do I go with? I can't remember. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to go with, there you go. I'm going to go with Tapu Koko. And just, you know, hopefully just Volt Switch. I was thinking I could Volt Switch and just continue my pivot tempo, slowly wearing down this Pokemon. Just, you know, like I do with teams that have the Volt Turn combo there. And he went for the knockoff, but, you know, I'm holding my Z move, so that ain't going to happen. Hidden Power Ice, I thought he was going to switch into Gliscor, but he didn't, and he's going to go for the U-turn. And I put Minshell in the red. It barely lived, putting it in the red. And now he's going to bring in Gliscor, which I'm surprised he did, because that Hidden Power could have been anything. And, I mean, most electric types, they run Hidden Power Ice to counter the ground types that they can't hit with their electric moves. So Hidden Power Ice is going to put Gliscor in the red. It doesn't take it out, just because, like I've said, Tapu Koko's special attack, it's not the greatest. He is fast, but his special attack just is not the greatest. It is good though. When, you know, I mean, if electric terrain's up and you're using electric moves, yeah, that's going to make up for it. But Hidden Power Ice, not so much. So now I'm going to go ahead and defog, which I should have gone for the Hidden Power Ice. I honestly thought he was going to switch, but I mean, oh well. So I defogged, I got rid of the entry hazards, I don't got to worry about them anymore, and he's going to Earthquake to take Tapu Koko out. If I'm messing up a lot, guys, it's probably because, you know, I've been on the road for 10 hours, so I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of energy here, and I just wanted to get this battle out to you guys. So here it is, yeah. Going in with Heatran, I'm holding an air balloon, I don't got to worry about the Earthquake. And he's not going to switch. He's going to leave Gliscor in, and Lava Plume is going to knock it out. So that's awesome. Now, I'm pretty far ahead here, but he can still kind of come back. I do got to be careful, because I am worried about Minshell. It's a force to be reckoned with. It's something you got to be careful with. Oh, I'm not even that far ahead. I only got one Pokemon more than him. So yeah, I'm not as far ahead. I'm not as far ahead. Jeez, as I thought. He's going to go for the Fake Out, making my Heatran flinch, and now he's going to high jump kick, but Heatran practicing those 5Ds of dodgeball, dodge, duck, dip, dive, dodge. It misses and crashes into the wall to take it out of the match. So that was a huge freaking, that sucked. That sucked for him. I know the pain though. High jump kick missed for me like, what, 3 or 4 times the other night. Evolving the Mega Manectric, and there's not much Mega Manectric has that can just OHKO a Heatran. So I got Earth Power packed on me. If he were to get a critical hit, it might have done the job. Maybe, but I still got Landorus. I still got, you know, I don't know who else I got, but I still got Landorus. And Earth Power, though, is going to OHKO the Manectric and take it out of the match. And that's game. I'm glad that I got to battle this guy, because they're both really, Skullcap and FMF are both really cool guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I appreciate y'all's patience with me, and I appreciate y'all's support. Please remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. And thanks, everyone. Laters.